Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. We won't waste any time. We are going to get going right now. And I'm not sure if the chat will stay the same here. I did do a previous stream where I drew this character here. If you don't know which character this is, check out the previous stream. Okay? Check out the previous stream. Let me just see if I'm going to restore the chat. I need to make sure. Okay, the chat's different. So I'm going to pop out this chat. So you put it on the side. And hello, everyone. Hello, everyone who watched the previous stream, and welcome to the new stream. So we are going to draw a brand new character here. As you can tell, it is the duck. The duck. Duck. Can't go wrong with a duck here. So we are going to draw Donald Duck in a Marvel style here, which will be a lot of fun. Okay. So if you weren't watching the previous stream, I'm actually drawing Disney characters. But I am doing the Mirrorverse version, and then adding the twist of it being in a Marvel style. And I believe that was one of the questions. So last stream I talked about the state of YouTube, and this is more focused on your questions here. So let's get to your questions right now. So I'm going to open up your questions. So let's go ahead and look at your questions. Let's go to the next question, which is right here, which is perfect, because I'm drawing Donald Duck in a Marvel style, and someone asks, can you explain the difference between Marvel and DC styles? Absolutely, and it's a very, very complicated question. There is none. There is none. Why do I call it a Marvel style? Now, the Marvel style videos, they evolved years ago because it was good marketing. Marvel was so hot at the time, so hot at the time, that by just putting the Marvel label on these videos, it gave it a sense of familiarity with the audience. And, they were more inclined to click on it because they knew what it was. Now, unfortunately, because Marvel was so hot and DC wasn't, I got more traction by labeling it Marvel art than DC art, because I've worked for both companies. Definitely have. I've worked for both companies. Both actually were really great companies to work for. I actually loved working for both companies in the comic book side. On the comic book side, you hear all these things with the VFX these days, with the the problems people are having working for Marvel VFX, and I can attest to that. It's not just Marvel; it's all VFX. VFX is such a hard job. It's a very rewarding job, but it's a very, very difficult job. It's a very, very difficult job. When I started my VFX career, I remember having a job interview. This was for a company called MPC, the Moving Picture Company. Was to work on a movie called Watchmen, which I got the opportunity to work on. This was a long time ago. It's an older movie called Watchmen. And they asked me, why did I leave comic books? Why did I leave comic books? And I said, well, I wanted a place where I could just leave the work and I could go home and have a regular life. And they're like, you wanted VFX to be that? Because they knew VFX is not like that at all. It really isn't. It really, really isn't. VFX, it's definitely a VFX. It's hard. It's a very hard life. It's a very rewarding. It's very rewarding, and I'll mention it, to see your name in the credits of a movie. It's definitely a lot of it's very satisfying. Let's just say that, to see your name in the credits, even though let's be honest, nobody will know who you are. Nobody cares if they're not a VFX artist. They don't care. The only one who really cares your name is there is you, right? Because who actually stays? The people who actually stay for that part of the credits, because it's at the end of the credits. It's not the end of the credits. So the only people who really care, who are really, really looking, is you. To be honest, is you. Even your fellow VFX artists, they're just looking for their own name. So, but just to see your name there, the fact that you are credited, that's pretty awesome. It's pretty great. But nobody really cares. Let's be honest here. Like the regular folk don't really care what a VFX artist does in that sense. They really don't, right? The only ones they really care about in the production is the actors. Maybe the director. Maybe the director. But everyone else, they could rather, give and take. Unless you're like a real movie buff. You don't really care. too much about those sort of things, and that's fine. It is what it is. You know, I always say it is what it is in that sense. So, where was I getting at? So the difference between Marvel and DC style, there is none. So that's why. So it's just more for marketing, my friend. That's why I call it Marvel style. That's why I still call it Marvel style, even though it still doesn't have the same traction. Because if I just say drawing it in my style, a lot of people don't know what that is. But when they see my style, I do have a quasi, you know, again, my style is more on the David Finch end of things, who kind of popularized more of the style. I'd say Jim Lee more popularized this style, and Jim Lee runs DC Entertainment, right? Or DC. Is he the editor in chief of DC now? Like, I get these all mixed up. I'm an old guy. I get an old guy. Editor in chief of DC. So the style where there's lots of cross hatching and all that, but that's one of many styles. Like people draw, people are hired by Marvel with all sorts of different art styles these days. So like there is no one style in itself. What they have is the characters. That's the only real separator. The characters and the stories. That's what really separates them. It's not how you draw them. It's, the stories you tell with them. That's the big difference between the two. So again, whenever you see me you put Marvel style, marketing ploy, my friend, marketing ploy. Okay. Again, thank you to everyone who's in the chat here. So let's see, Benny, Edward, Yin, Raj, Kim, my friend Poopability, welcome back. Hey, Gaming, how you doing? Going live. Was he? Stud Gerard, how you doing, my friend? Deepika, Webmaster, Kieran, good to see you again, my friend. MJ, how you doing? So that is another question people are asking here. Let me see if there's one here that has that question, because I do like to shout you guys out while I'm doing these things. Let's see here. Other questions. Maybe it's in the Instagram. Someone's asking me if I will do those DC and Marvel style artwork again. Let me see here. Because I do, forgive me and forgive the silence here, because I do want to make sure I shout out those people. My apologies if somebody asked that. My apologies. Will I do those style of like movie style art posters again? We'll see. It's a more we'll see. I'm not really into that right now. As I mentioned in the previous stream, I'm not even going to do those hundreds of characters anymore, even though that's probably the only thing that's getting me views right now. Right now, the videos that always get me views now, no matter what, every month these particular videos get me more views, and that would say, and my mentors would tell me, do more videos like that, and I tried, and I kind of lost the magic that those videos had. But then they are older videos, drawing every Pokemon. Of course, that video is probably my number one in terms of every month consistently getting more people to watch my channel. The original rock video, that particular video there, get a lot of views every month for that video. The Stickman, the original Stickman, 10 hours, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 minute, 10 seconds. That video still gets me a whole ton of views. So those three, I would say, get me, give me quite a substantial amount of income every single month. So talk about evergreen content. So I have tried to do videos like that again. I have, to varying success. But now it's not about that anymore. Now I don't care. Now it's more, I just want to have fun. At the end of the day, I just want to have fun with you guys, okay? Like a lot of people are telling me about what other YouTubers are doing right now. I think my Jazz is doing something very, very interesting with his channel, and that's fantastic. I'm not concentrating on other people's channels anymore. It's more, I'm just going to have fun with you guys at the end of the day. Those of you who really want to hang around and watch, I don't need 1 million people watching me anymore. Just hang out and draw. Okay. So again, also what I would like you guys to do, and I mentioned this before, is if if you're drawing while I'm drawing, and I always encourage that. I always encourage that. When I'm drawing, you should draw too. You should draw Post it. Show me what you were working on during the stream. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Send it to me on Twitter. Send it to me on Twitter, and I'd love to. I'd love to see it. Okay. So this is my Donald Duck here. You see that guy? That's Donald Duck. That looks pretty cool. I actually like him already better than the than the Mickey Mouse here. So let's go ahead and answer some more questions here. Let's go ahead and answer more questions. Let's see here. The next question on YouTube here. Do I draw in any other styles beside marble style? So again, this is not really marble style. This is the style I like to draw in. This is the style I'm the most comfortable in drawing in. I will admit, this is not these days, this is not the style that gets the views anymore. It's not. Anime. Those who have an anime style, they get way more views than I do. Like my friend here, D Not So Good Artist, draws in that sort of style. Those who draw like an anime character sort of style, more, those get more views than this. Okay. So if I was going after views, then maybe I would draw in that style. I never was that great in an anime sort of style. Another quick story. When I was in Dreamwave a long time ago, that company, if you didn't know that company, what they did and what they made a name for themselves was kind of doing this Americanized. Oh, let me record here, guys. Doing this Americanized. Just fixing a camera here, guys. Just fixing a camera. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to change out the battery on my cameras here. They were known for making an Americanized manga style or anime style. They were the first ones to do that. To make anime. So I won't even say manga, like anime, like an anime movie. They took that look and turned it into a comic book, and that's how they made their name back in the day. So that was the first company I worked for. So they would never give me a book to work on because I just couldn't draw that style. I was never any good. I wouldn't say never any good, but I wasn't good in drawing in a anime style. Because that's what they were looking for. And to be honest, a lot of great people came out of that studio. Like my buddy Alvin Lee. I don't know if he works there anymore, but he is a Riot artist. He works for Riot Games, working on League of Legends, and did some he's doing fantastic stuff there. I'm not sure if he's still there. I think he is still there. Another co-worker of mine, Arnold Sang, he actually designed Overwatch. So I worked with him back in the day at Dreamwave. He designed a lot and created a lot of Overwatch I don't know how many of you guys are actually playing Overwatch right now. So a lot of guys are doing some really, really great things now over there. A lot of them afterwards went to my friend Eric Koh's company, Udon, and a lot of them are still doing some fantastic stuff, even to this day. So it's great to see a lot of people doing well after Dreamwave. But, I just couldn't draw that style. The only time I could finally get a book there was when I was able to draw Transformers, which we talked about in the last stream. Because I could draw the cars so well. For the longest time, people thought I couldn't draw humans. Did I tell you guys that story? I think I did, but I'll mention it quickly again. I believe it was Armada issue number 3. Because for those of you who don't know, Transformers Armada, back then, this is the early 2000s, it was a television show. It was a kid's show. So they wanted it to be kind of like an adaptation of a kid's show. So in issue 3, they introduced the kids that were part of the show. So at first, I drew them in this style, in more of a, I won't say David Finch, but more of a Jim Lee, Travis Charest style. That's how I drew them. And then Hasbro, they said could you, like the style's okay, but could you draw them like the cartoon? And me being kind of, how do we call this? Back then, I was kind of not smart. Back then, not smart. I kind of got a little offended, which you shouldn't do, guys. Like there's a reason why they wanted it to be that style, right? And again, older and wiser now, I see that they want that style because it's associated with the comic. They want people who watch the show to buy the comic. Very, that's understandable. But I was like, no, I want to draw in my Travis Charest style. I want to draw that. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show them, I said. I'm going to show them. I'm going to draw the crappiest anime style they've ever seen. The crappiest anime style they've ever seen. So that's what I did. I redid the pages. Or the characters in the pages. And we sent it to them. And they sent back their response. We love it! I messed up. And I'm like, oh no! And now I was stuck. I was stuck drawing that style for that entire run. For the longest time, a lot of people who were reading those books thought I couldn't draw humans. Said, well, Ray's can't draw humans. That was the big thing on message boards. We didn't have Twitter back then. But on all the message boards, they're saying, oh, you're that James Ray's guy. He can't draw humans. He can't draw any humans. I had that stigma for a long, I won't say a long time, just for a couple of years, but felt like a long time to me. It definitely felt like a long time to me. But, it is what it is. But, at the same time, they, my producer, Derek, he was like, hey, look, it sucked that happened, but, at the same, because they even told me, why'd you do that? I remember the guy running the studio, Adam, he was like, why'd you do that, man? You should have just fixed the faces a bit. Just fix the faces a bit. It would have been fine. They just wanted a slight alteration. Why'd you do that? I was getting all, full of myself in that sense. So, they're like, well, at least, it is a much faster style. Like, you could draw it pretty fast. So at least let's try to get these books out on time, now that you could draw it a little faster. But bad decision. Very, very bad decision on my end. So I forgot how we got there. But in terms of drawing other styles, yes, I could draw other styles. As you can see, that's why I play around with the 10 styles, because it's my chance to try new styles. But this is the style I'm most comfortable with and I enjoy. And that's the most important part. It's not really what people want to watch, because if I really wanted to draw the way people wanted to watch, it'd be better if I adopted a more anime style. But it's just not the style I enjoy doing as much. I won't say I don't enjoy doing it. I do have fun with it. In fact, later on this week, either this week or next week, I'm going to be doing like a One Piece drawing. D Not So Good Artist, if he's here, he'll be like, what? One Piece? One Piece? But I am going to be doing a One Piece drawing, and it will have anime tendencies because I do want it to be familiar. Okay, definitely not like, I don't know if people will know this is Mickey Mouse, but definitely not this extreme. But because I also notice if I draw an anime character in this extreme style, like, people just absolutely reject it, right? They absolutely reject it. So it needs some familiarity, which I want to keep, but then also adding in my flavor. So that's what we're going to be doing with that particular drawing later in the week. So yeah, that's why I like doing that particular style. Okay, so that answers that question. All right. Masterpiece. Let's see here. Let's go up here. So again, if you guys want to ask me a question, go to the post I made yesterday and ask the question there. That's where I'm answering the questions that I'm doing right now. Okay. So next question. Here from Jaden 1939 Quinn. Okay. Is that your age? Because that's impressive. That's when you were born, my friend. That's very impressive. That's when you were born. Could you draw some more horror characters, do movie posters for not just new releases, but past ones as well? And what's your favorite art piece that you've done on the channel so far? So a lot of things now. I probably will do more movie posters, but not in the immediate future. I'm taking a break from those. It's got to be a movie I like, and it would probably be, yes, for past movies. Again, I'm not about the algorithm anymore. I don't care anymore. I care more about having fun with you guys every morning. Because if I had to draw something just because of the algorithm every morning, I'd probably not do this long term. I want to go and be excited about the things that I'm drawing here. Okay, so you will see me drawing like more kid show stuff too, because I like doing that because it's fun. I like drawing them in a weird way. Does that make sense? So, will I do more horror characters? Maybe. Um, Depending on what my kids like. Like a lot of you have suggested who have seen my what's it called my Rainbow Friends drawing. For those of you who don't know what Rainbow Friends are, well, what my kids are playing. I don't know if they should be playing. It's kind of I won't say it's that scary, but it's a Roblox game. It's a Roblox horror game, and it's very popular. It is extremely popular. I will admit, I probably did that more for the algorithm reasons more than anything because I've seen guys like LU and SS. I'm not sure if you guys seen that channel, who's absolutely killing it in terms of long form YouTube. Right now, he's probably the one or she. I don't know if it's he or she. Probably the one that I see is doing the best in terms of very simple drawing. Like to be honest, like they're very very great drawings, but very like it's simple in terms of the amount of work needed for them, and getting like 1 million views per video. I'm not sure if you guys watch LU and SS. I think it's Korean, right? If I'm not mistaken, but doing a fantastic job, and them and Pincoro. I think Pincoro follows this particular channel here. They've been doing a lot of Rainbow Friends art, a lot of alphabet lore art. If you guys haven't seen Alphabet Lore, it's a very, very interesting series that actually has like 50 million views. So it's a very memeable. So a lot of artists have been doing that and getting lots of views. So I'll be honest, I did those. Those were my last algorithm style pieces of art. Okay, I will say that those are my last algorithm style pieces because they're just being so popular now, right? Because when you see somebody get millions of views for something that looks so simple that you feel you could do in your sleep, and that's not saying that I could do those things in my sleep, but like do them like in a very simple way and get millions and millions of views, and you're like, oh man, I should do that anyway, just because it won't take me that long. But the Rainbow's Friends thing, I actually kind of wanted to do because I wanted to see how they would look in a Marvel style, so that's why I actually went ahead and did those things. But I just realized I should draw his hand down here. So, will I do more horror characters? Maybe. We'll see. Well, again, it all depends on my mood. It all depends if I want to do it. You know, because again, when I'm not worried about the revenue at this point, which I'm not, I have more leeway to do things I want to do at the end of the day. So that's what I want to do. So so in terms of movie posters, maybe. But probably not now because those take time. Those take a lot of time, and I would rather do fun things like this for now. Do smaller drawings, just maybe double page spreads that I enjoy. So we'll see. We'll see. Also, yeah. So, what's the favorite piece of artwork I've done on this channel? Standard answers, of course, is the Star Wars mural, just because of what that meant for this channel and the community. But I will also say that the one I did with my kids, when I look at the, for those of you who don't know who haven't seen that series where I drew my kids' designs, when I see all of those characters together, it's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy it because it's not just something I created; it's something that I created with my kids. So it's very, as we say, sentimental towards me, for me. And the one that you haven't seen that's not on this channel, I did this for my church. I did this piece back in 2014, which actually was the catalyst for a lot of the murals that I've done. I sometimes I say that it was the Transformers Armada, or Transformers, the big 600 character Transformers piece I did back in early 2000s, and in a sense it was because that inspired me to do this piece for my church where I drew 100 years of its history for their 100th anniversary back in 2014. That is probably one of my favorite pieces of all time that I did. You probably haven't seen, but definitely I highly. But that inspired me to do the Star Wars stuff at the end of the day. So yeah. Okay. So next question here. Let's see here. Will you? It's Deck DEC December. It's December. It's this with exclamation mark. Okay. Love the usernames, guys. Love the usernames. Will I do? Will I ever make a "What could Avengers: Secret Wars look like" by drawing a custom poster? Probably not. That's probably not something that's on my horizon. Uh, I probably wouldn't draw that unless I actually knew what the characters look like. So you wouldn't see me doing something like that anytime soon. Maybe if I'm hyped for the movie, maybe. I'll be honest. I'm just not that even that hyped for Marvel stuff anymore these days. Or let's just say it's not what it's used to. Like I am planning on seeing Wakanda Forever this week, and even when critics praise a movie, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good movie now. So I'm very reserved in what I want to watch these days. Very reserved. So it's not something I'm crazily like, I gotta see it anymore. It's more like, okay, if I have the time, let's go. Like I don't have the urge, I gotta see this opening night, or I can't be spoiled. It's not even not that anymore. Like I don't mind being spoiled now. It's like, whatever, whatever. So it's not what it was. Let's just say that in terms of my interest, it's not what it was 3 years ago for some reason. Okay? If it's on, I'll watch it. Sure, sure, I'll watch it. Um, in terms of the newer stuff, like Andor. Let's talk about things that have lost interest. Like Star Wars is just not what it was. Not what it was before. What's it called? I think from the Last Jedi down, and depending on how you feel about those movies, it doesn't really matter whether you liked it or not. I'm kind of indifferent. Wasn't the best Star Wars movie for me. I could watch it. I could watch it for sure. Definitely not the choices I would have made in terms of Star Wars, but kind of lost. Everyone kind of lost interest because it was such a peak when The Force Awakens came out. Whether no matter how you felt about that movie, just that was like the peak of Star Wars fandom. Force Awakens, and now, you know, eh. But I do like Andor. Andor's fun. Andor's fun. It's very slow. I find it a bit slow for my taste, but at the same time, it's a great series. I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm enjoying it a lot. So, but again, not a lot of people are watching it, and that's unfortunate. But I think it's a fun series. So yeah. So will I be doing that? Probably not, my friend. We'll see if the interest starts peaking later on. Yeah, you never know. Maybe Wakanda Forever after that, the interest will peak right back up again. You never know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm open minded. I'll watch it. I will watch it. Uh oh, happy birthday to my buddy Mario. Turned 34, you youngin'. You young guy, you. And a lot of you guys are. You guys are like, what? That's young? To me, it's young. There you go. Greg Kirkpatrick touches on something that I think we talked in the last stream. I'm not sure if we talked in the last stream, but if not, definitely this stream. Would you consider drawing giant GoBots in IDW Transformers Generation style? It'd be fun to see Psykill versus Leader One. I think I would. I think I definitely would. As you guys know, I was a huge GoBots fan back in the day. For those of you who weren't here for that earlier conversation, GoBots kind of was like a knockoff Transformers franchise, but I loved it because those are the only toys I got. So I really, really, really uh, enjoyed it. So maybe one day, maybe one day. Uh, my buddy Comic Book Bob has a question here. Would you be interested in doing collaborations with other professionals on YouTube? It'd be cool to see you working with artists like David Finch, Pro. I'm sure you would say Proco. You meant Proco, Kenneth, or Dale Keown. I will say Dale Keown was one of my favorite artists. Like, talk about the quintessential Hulk artist. That's Dale Keown. When I think Dale Keown, I think Hulk. Back in the day, guys, Dale Keown was the ultimate Hulk artist back in the day. And I love Kenneth Rockfort's stuff. He has a great YouTube channel as well. So clean. Like he was one of the newer styles that came along where I was like, man, that is such a great style. I absolutely loved his style. When he started out with Top Cow before back in the day to what he's doing now. So, but will I collab with other artists? Not probably not in the immediate future. If there's anyone, I would probably with David. Probably with David. But in terms of uh, anytime soon, probably not. Probably not. But then again, you never know. You never know. Part of me, part of me would love to, like, again, I have a lot of YouTube friends. Part of me would like to collaborate with them, but it's weird for me to say this because you guys are my friends. You guys are my fans here. You guys are my friends. I don't want to bring their channel down. Somehow I feel I'm a turnoff for their channel because, again, like a lot of us are artists, but we have different audiences. A lot of us, because a lot of us do different things, and I feel like I'm gonna make them lose viewers, lose subscribers. That's how I feel. Okay, whether it's true or not, I don't know. That's how I feel right now. That's how I feel. Okay, to each his own. To each his own. Right. So, next question. I love when you do the Simpsons style. Maybe you could draw Marvel characters in that style. Probably not for a while. I probably won't be doing like those 10 style videos for quite a while. No. Again, if anything, I'm gonna be doing it more on the Marvel style, quote unquote Marvel style. That's more of the type of videos I'll be doing for now. The 10 styles, again, that was a algorithm ploy. I'll be honest with you guys. Okay, 100% honest. We're buddies, right? All of us here, we're friends, right? We're all friends. That was a marketing ploy, right? Because it got views. Like same with the coloring book thing. Like a lot of people do the coloring book thing because it got views. And does it still get views today? Maybe not as much anymore. Like YouTube changes, guys. What people are interested in 6 months ago, they're not interested in it anymore. So that's why, if you want to really make a living, get those brand deals going. So that is the bad thing about me doing this now, is that yes, I will lose all the brand deals I had, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm all right. Because if we can make this work, I would rather do brand deals on stuff I like to do and stuff I'm kind of like forced to do. Now it's a job, Now it's a job. So you probably won't see me do another brand deal for a while. Okay, but in terms of doing that, maybe, like, I'll never say never, but it's definitely not on the horizon there. So thank you, Process Meats Production. That's an interesting name. Well, Process Meats, but not right now. I'm on carnivore right now. There you go. Hey, Blaze Force says everyone's a fan. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Again, if you guys have a question, go to the community tab and ask your question there. That's where I'm actually looking at the questions here. It'd be awesome if you do a big piece about the most influential, popular, famous, classic movies of all time. That would be fun. Definitely fun for sure. Again, but I'm only gonna do one that I gotta be like highly interested. It's gotta get me out of the bed in the morning. Everything I do today, because you guys know I woke up early to do this. It is right now 6:00 a.m. my time. I don't know where in the world you are right now. Like, a lot of you are overseas. A lot of you are from India. I know I have a ton of fans in India here. A lot of you do wake up late, or some of you staying up late. I'm pretty sure you were probably on the West Coast. Okay, so some of you are on the East Coast. I know that, but the East Coast is probably a little bit more less. Like, again, it would have been smarter. It was so much smarter for me to do this late at night as opposed to early morning. Like, if I did this stream 8:00 Eastern, probably get a lot more people in North America watching, for sure. Like, guaranteed. Doing it at 4 in the morning Eastern time, probably not a lot of people in North America watching. But then again, probably not a lot of people watching, period, at this particular point. But in terms of doing that, it's got to be something I'm extremely interested in. So we'll see. You never know. Again, never say never. They always say that about wrestling, right? Right, Bob? They always say that about wrestling. Never say never. It could happen because it's wrestling. It could happen because it's my channel. So we'll see. Let's see here. Sports Mode said, would you ever try to show I show speed? I'm not even sure what that is. I apologize, my friend. Vincent wants me to draw Cobra Kai. I never watched Cobra Kai. I've never watched Cobra Kai, so I can't really do Cobra Kai if I haven't watched Cobra Kai. So I hear it's fantastic. People love it, and that's fantastic. It's very, very hard for me to actually sit down and watch a show. I'm extremely busy, guys. I actually have other responsibilities, not channel related these days. So that's why my channel is not my number one priority anymore. It's really not. I have other things I need to take care of. So again, this is now more my hobby channel. Let's just call it that. It's my hobby channel. I will treat it as a hobby. So it's just a place for us to hang out and have fun, right? So Cobra Kai, I haven't watched it, and I don't really watch that much television these days. The only thing I watch is wrestling. Let's be honest. So if anything I'm gonna watch, it's gonna be like a wrestling show. I went to AEW a few weeks ago. They were in Toronto, and my kids, I brought my kids to there, and my kids watch WWE. They don't watch AEW that much because they're actually busy on Wednesday, so they don't watch AEW as much as I do. I watch a ton of AEW. I follow it a lot. It's very nice to have an alternative to the WWE. But when they went there, we just had so much fun, like doing all the chants along with the crowd, cheering for people, seeing all the cool moves in person. When if you've never been to a live event, guys, they don't have the running commentary, right? So you're just watching the wrestlers wrestle. You don't have like Jim Ross in your ear or Excalibur in your ear, like going, "Oh, what a move!" You don't hear any of that. You're just watching them wrestle, and they had so much fun. We had so much fun at AEW. If I'm going to be 100% honest, I might get in trouble for saying this. You guys are gonna be getting on me for this, but I will say it because I'm an honest guy. Okay, if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys, the next night, that night we went to AEW. The next night we went to we saw The Rock in person, which was a lot of fun. It was so much fun, and we got to watch Black Adam. Okay, and again, thank you to Warner Brothers for getting us there. It was amazing time. Warner Brothers is the best. Can't say speak any highly of their team. But if I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, I had more fun at AEW. I had more fun at AEW. And that's a wrestling fan. That's why. But I'm not gonna. I don't think Warner Brothers will have too much of a problem with that since they're the ones releasing AEW, right? I believe that they're going to be doing also AEW. AEW is a big part of Warner Brothers these days, so I don't feel too bad saying that. But if I could be 100% honest, I had more fun. I had more fun at AEW than watching. Than seeing The Rock in person. No, don't get me wrong. Great seeing The Rock in person. Fantastic. It was like dream come true. But we just had so much fun at the show. So again, to each his own. But that's what happened. Okay. All right. So anyway, before I get in more trouble here, there you go. I will answer one to again. Go to the community tab, but the Adian asks, "Who's your favorite wrestler?" I will answer that just because I kind of want to answer that. It's hard to say right now. There's so many guys doing good things. I would say right now the guy's making me laugh the most right now is Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is really making me laugh. He's making wrestling so entertaining right now that I have to go with Sammy. Sammy's so funny these days. That dude, where that dude came from, and he was gonna leave WWE. He was supposed to leave WWE back in January, but he's just so funny. He's so funny. But I will answer this question here. The next question. Speaking of that, Mike Johnson. Is Mike Johnson from PW Insider? I'm not sure, but what did you think of the WWE pay-per-view over the weekend? Loved anything they do with the Bloodline. You have yourself a great morning. While you draw it, I'll be watching the live stream to see all. Thank you very much, my friend. Love the bloodline, absolutely. I will say what Logan Paul did over the weekend. Like, we've never seen anything like that in terms of someone who's only had 3 wrestling matches in his life. That dude, if he ever wanted to be a wrestler, like, he'd be the greatest heel ever. Ever. He'd be the greatest bad guy ever. Ever. Like, even when in was that WrestleMania? Where he did the tag team with the Miz. I think that was WrestleMania when he did the tag team with the Miz. His facial expressions as a bad guy, the way he looked at the camera and smiled, like I'm not talking about the amazing athletic things he was doing. It was the little things, the way he would sell. And for those of you who don't know, sell means like pretend you're hurt, right? And he did get really hurt in the match, legit. But the way he sold, it was just incredible for someone who's not a full-time wrestler. Like, that was insane what he was able to pull off. Now, a lot of people are poo-pooing it because they're not Logan Paul fans, and that's understandable why a lot of people aren't Logan Paul fans. But just what he did in that match, that was pretty incredible. Okay, now I don't want to talk wrestling the whole time. I know that's going to alienate a lot of you guys who don't watch wrestling, but I've been a wrestling fan since I was 5 years old. I've been a wrestling fan for a long time. So the fact that I could talk about it freely, I'm more than happy to do. Okay, so but let's move on. Red Dragon asked, will you ever collab with another artist again? If I do, probably won't be for a while. If anyone, maybe David. Maybe David. I should message him. I haven't talked to him in a while. Last time I saw David was at a Comic-Con, I think. And that was a long time ago. If that was a Comic-Con, that was a long time ago. That was the last time I talked to him. But not for a while. Not for a while. So Benev asks, why did you change the Box Office Artist live channel to Box Office Artist Artwork, and the Box Office Artist reacts to Box Office Artist Studio? So my initial plan, I did this months ago, was for the artwork channel. What I wanted to do was have a place where I had my artwork and just my artwork there. No talking, no nothing. It's for people who wanted to learn how to draw. People who wanted to learn how to draw and just go there and watch me draw. And so it wasn't necessarily a tutorial channel, but just a way to kind of archive the footage too. It was a way to help me archive all my drawing footage. I have tons and tons of drawing footage, guys. Tons and tons. So it was a way to do that. And the reacts I kind of gave up on. It takes someone special to react and someone more interesting than me. Like, I look at guys like Heavy Spoilers, who I follow. We follow each other on Twitter. Heavy Spoilers is just incredible. The amount of work that guy puts out with his team, it's pretty insane. And how fast he puts it out with his team. It's pretty insane. And that community, it's a great community, great space. But it's just something that I felt I wasn't. Like, I'm sure if I kept doing it over a certain amount of time, it would have got better. But I felt, I was doing it for the wrong reasons. Let's just say that. I was doing it because I thought it was the easy view. And it's not an easy view because it takes time. It takes patience. And it takes someone with good analytic mind, as we say. And I don't want to just go into everything and just go, oh, I like the movie. Oh, I like the movie. It had to be more than that. So that's why I changed it back. So originally I was going to do all these lives on the live channel or the studio channel. But now with YouTube changing everything up, now that these live streams are on a different tab now, so why not do this on the main channel where my subscribers can actually follow me and find them, right? So that's why I don't even know what I'm going to do with those channels now. If there's a channel that I'm probably going to continue, it is actually the family channel. I haven't put any videos up on there, but we did a lot of fun things over the summer that I want to share with you guys. So that I probably will start in January, the family channel, and we will see how that goes. Okay, so next question here. who would you pick? Megatron or Galvatron? Megatron, come on. Fortune Maker. Fortune Maker. I see in the chat as well. Can you please make 10 minute versus 100 minute versus 1 minute Daredevil drawing? I'm probably not going to do challenges anymore for the most part. Not in the immediate future. Not in the immediate future. Again, that trend probably died a while ago. In terms of the 10 minute, 1 minute, 10 second, like I've been doing, I think it's an overload too. I was just doing so much of it that, well, died for me. Some people are still working for sure. Like Maya Rodriguez, I think that's her name. Again, another great artist, wonderful artist. She does those challenges a lot, and killing it with every video. So good for her. It just wasn't working for me, and I think I kind of, maybe, as we say, oversaturated the market, as we say, did too much of it, and too much of a good thing. Well, pizza's great, but if you eat it every day, you're not going to like it anymore. And I think I was just doing too much of those videos. So I probably won't do a time challenge for a while. Okay, right now it's just about me having fun. We're just going to have some fun, guys. Just going to have some fun. That's all we're going to do. Let's see here. Will you continue with Marvel movie drawing, Ink Master says? Probably not. Here's a great question here. Other than social media, where can I showcase and get clients? Okay, other than social media. So I will say, okay, before I answer this question, social media is your number one right now. It really is. It really is. There's no other place. When I say social media, I'm including LinkedIn as well into that equation. There's really no other place where you could get as much visibility quicker than social media right now. Okay. Now, how can you showcase and get clients? So, number one, you need artwork to show and get clients. That's the number one thing you need to do. I'm assuming you have that already before you even ask that question. Next, I would say trade shows. Okay. That's really the only other place if you're not going to use social media. That's the only other place. And it also depends on what art you want to get into. The only other place where you could get clients is if you, without social media, because this is a hard question because everything is social media these days. Everything, which makes it fun for me to answer. You need to have something published. You need, if it's not through social media, you need to get known in other ways. So you need to get published. So like comic artists these days, they don't make their money. They don't really make their money from the actual page rate that they get from Marvel and DC anymore. They don't. They get their money from selling our original art and commissions from comic book conventions. That's how they make their money. It's not the page rate, because they'll give you a page rate. It'll go up the more popular you are. But I'll admit to you guys, like I made way more money than I would just getting a page rate in comics in terms of doing it. So a lot of these guys, if you're a famous artist, you can make a lot of bank every month if you are a popular comic book artist. If you're a popular comic book artist, and that's the key, popular published comic book artist. Okay? Without social media. But the thing is, if you're able to build an audience on social media, it's way easier. Because you don't need to be published, right? Look at it recently, guys with millions of followers getting millions of dollars to publish their comic book these days. So I'm sure that you heard the social media side already. That's why you're asking that. Okay. Let me just do a quick refresh here. All right. Let's go to let's go news first. Let me see here. So some new questions pop up. Okay. MJ asks, been a fan for so long. Thank you, my friend. Happy to see you doing live streams again. Thank you, my friend. Am I going to do any Black Panther videos? I said Black Panther. I've been to the dentist recently, guys. I went to the dentist last week. The first time I've been to the dentist in 3 years, since the beginning of the pandemic. Okay? First time I've been to the dentist in literally 3 years. Okay? Now, I did not have any cavities, but I had so much buildup in my teeth. I've never experienced pain in a dentist before in my whole life. Every time it was pretty straightforward, but I could not handle the amount of digging they were doing to try to get all that plaque out of my teeth. I could not handle it. I had so much tartar that I don't have to dip my fish sticks in anything. Okay, that's kind of gross. That was a Mitch Hedberg joke. That's a Mitch Hedberg joke. But yeah, it hurt. I needed anesthetic. She offered it to me. My dentist. She offered to me anesthetic right up the front. Like this is gonna hurt. She told me this is gonna hurt to clean this out. So I didn't get it at first, and after the first few teeth, I'm like, yeah, I need it. Give me the anesthetic, please, please help me out here, help me out here. So I actually have to go back because I had so much buildup. They had to take the build out first, and then I have to go back for the cleaning. I'm doing that in the next day or so. I'll let you guys know when I do that. But that's not really answering your questions because I went to Black Panther. That's somebody else. But we draw anything related to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I'm hoping on. I would have said tomorrow, but probably Thursday. I have a video where I drew this Black Panther mech. Okay, I bought a toy. I bought some Black Panther Lego. My daughter put it together, and oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. And I am, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw that. What draw that? Yes, yes. I drew that already, and it looks pretty cool. I really, really like the drawing for it. But most likely that video won't be out till I'd say Thursday. Okay, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. And I am excited for that movie. I probably won't watch it till I'm hoping Saturday, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm a busy guy. It's not like before where I'm like, oh, I gotta be the first showing. Gotta be the first showing. I'm gonna get spoiled. I really don't care anymore. I don't care because YouTube, like, dude, man, YouTube. Depending on what you search for and what YouTube algorithm thinks you want, YouTube will spoil the whole thing. They'll show you the whole movie these days, right? They'll like you go on YouTube and you'll see bootleg things like immediately, and everything gets spoiled. So it doesn't matter anymore, guys. It really doesn't matter anymore. So it is what it is. Okay, so I'm coming down to almost finishing this Donald Duck here. So I'm just going to let me do some erasing while I answer one more question, and then we might do one more live stream, guys. We'll do one more. We'll do one more because I think I have time to draw one more character here. I would like to do 5 in total. Not today. Not today. We'll do 2 more tomorrow. 2 or 3 more tomorrow. If I have time to do one more, why not? Tomorrow. Just looking at the lighting here because I always like my lighting on the top left. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. All right, so I'll just answer a couple more questions. Jesus, longtime viewer of my channel. Same with MJ too. Just realized you were one of the first artists I ever subscribed to. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, my friend. Always love your work. Quick question. I felt really unmotivated to do art, but I still enjoy making art from time to time. Any advice on how to feel motivated to do art in the long term? That is, if I had the answer to that, I'd be a millionaire, my friend. Because that's every artist. That's every artist. I could tell you what works for me. And that's really drawing things that you're excited about. Don't draw things if you just want to get going on drawing, draw things that motivates you to draw. Okay? Forget the algorithm. Forget trying to please other people. Draw things that you are genuinely excited about at the end of the day. That's all you can do, really. That's all you can do. In terms of drawing where it's just you trying to learn how to draw, that's all you can do is pick a subject matter that really interests you. Okay? And I will admit, if the drawing's starting to look good, it gives you more confidence and it makes you want to draw more. I will say that. Because sometimes, you start a drawing, it interests you, but then you notice the drawing isn't going as well as you thought it would, and then you kind of get demotivated a little bit. And that happens all the time. That happens to me all the time. So pick a subject matter that you're interested in. I will say, however, if you just wanted to draw, look for the motivation, deadlines. Deadlines, either you're being accountable to someone or if you're being paid for that work, deadlines makes you work no matter what. You have no choice. That's when you're in the no choice mode. But I'm assuming you're talking about, you just want to draw more, not necessarily that, you can't draw more. But even sometimes the deadline, sometimes you don't want to do it. But if there's consequences at the end, you will do it. It's just like a lot of you guys probably might not be motivated to clean your room, right? But if I tell you, if you clean your room, I'm going to give you $100,000, you're going to clean your room, right? I'm pretty sure that's what you're going to do. So it's that little motivating factor. Do what you can to get that little bit motivational factor. And then good things will happen. All right. So that is it for, I think, Donald, as you see here. So his legs will be orange, of course. And this armor here. So if you guys don't know what I'm drawing, and actually, I just realized I'm missing a part here. So if you guys don't know what I'm drawing, Disney has this game called Mirrorverse. Okay. And that's really one of the things I wanted to draw. I wanted to draw them as their Mirrorverse character, but just take a little bit more liberty in how they look. Okay. Because if you look at the Donald Duck and he doesn't look like this, right? But the armor is the same. The armor is the same. And talking about Marvel style, the toys from McFarlane Toys, if you talk about a guy who knows, well, he was drawing Spider-Man for a long time, Todd McFarlane, but then one of the founders of Image Comics. So, I'll be honest, maybe I'm drawing more of an Image Comics style than a Marvel style itself, right? So, it is what it is. Okay, so there you go. So let me just do a quick scan so you can see where I'm at so far. We're going to do one more character, guys. And just like before, let's do a little pan down for you. There you go. Just like before, we are going to stop the stream. We're going to start one more new one, okay? One more new one. I do have a hard out at 8 o'clock. 8 a.m. is my hard out. But I think we have time to do one more. We have time to do one more, okay? And hopefully this one will be just as much fun. We're going to do this on this side. So look out for the next live stream, okay? And that's what we're going to do. So until then, high five, everyone. High five. High five. High five here. High five here. High five here. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, talk to you in a minute. All right, here we go.